beautiful, beautiful people. I hope you are all having an absolutely beautiful day so far. So I get asked a lot how the fuck I meditate, and I just thought it would be best to create like a little meditation tips for beginners video, just to kind of go through the basics, go through any tactics or methods that have helped me along my journey, and basically give a small introduction as to what meditation is as well. So just as like a brief introduction, I've been meditating for, I'm gonna say about 2 years, maybe a year and a half now. So when I first started meditating, it was really not for me at all. I found it really difficult to keep my mind focused. I as a person am not very balanced or grounded if I'm not putting the work in. Here come the cicadas. I'm very fiery and watery, and there's not a lot of like, okay, here we are, we're centered and balanced. So yeah, it was really difficult for me to get into meditation at the very beginning of things, but over time I learned a lot of strategies and a lot of good ways that really allow me to be completely centered and balanced. And if I'm honest, I honestly attribute, you know, the majority of my calmness, my peacefulness, and my groundedness and mindfulness, all the adjectives, to meditation. I don't know if you guys can hear the owl, but he's been my spirit guide. Meditation is not just sitting still and breathing and trying not to think. That's not everything that meditation is. To me personally, meditation is the deepening of the connection to the higher self, the deepening of the connection to source energy, that is universal life force, that is Gaian energy, and that is that little sweet spot within yourself that contains inner joy, calmness, peacefulness, and contentment. Basically, this might be a bit mumbo jumbo for some of you guys, but source energy is the infinite now moment energy that we connect to during meditation. So in order to connect with this energy, we need to really feel into our heart space. For this energy resides kind of like here in our heart space, and it's really easy to connect to this. You can do it even right now as you're sitting and watching this video. All you do is take 3 really deep breaths. Cliche, I know, but it really does work. So you take 1 deep breath in, and you focus on feeling the air coming through your nose, down the back of your throat, and into filling up your lungs. And you kind of imagine that your heart is like a flower, kind of opening up like this. So we'll do it with me. Breathing in, holding at the top, and breathing out. And you can feel that airiness starting to fill you up a little bit more, and then you breathe in again. And breathing out. The second breath is always the hardest, I reckon. Breathing in one more time. Breathing out. And you'll feel that complete calmness kind of starting in the back of your head. You might even feel a little bit lightheaded, and you'll feel a sort of tingle within your heart space. So you can do that when you wake up first thing in the morning to increase your mindfulness. You can do this like literally at the grocery store if you're getting fruit and veggies and the person in the line in front of you is pissing you off. You can do this when you're waiting in traffic. You can do this literally at any time, and this brings you into a more meditative state throughout day-to-day life. And that is something that is really important, is integrating these meditative practices, because you can meditate for an hour each day, or half an hour, or 10 minutes each day, but if you don't kind of follow those through and keep that meditative flow state coming into you and coming around, then you are kind of blocking yourself from realizing the fullness of a meditative practice or experience, in my opinion. So yeah, my first tip, that's my first tip. My second tip is, if you can't, if you find it really difficult to sit still and meditate, By all means, you do not have to sit. You do not have to stay still during meditation. This is one thing that a lot of people, when they start their meditative journeys, will feel really fixed to. But you've got to understand that there is so much fluidity, there is so much movement and flow within meditative practice that you don't need to be rigid. Oh, there's a little butterfly! That you don't need to be solid and firm in your meditation. It flows and changes, and yeah, anything can be meditation if you make it so. So one thing that really helped me to connect to meditation more was actually going for mindful walks. And by this I mean, when you go walking, you connect and you slow down. So you'll go for a little walk, even around your neighborhood. Even if you live in a built-up area, you can still do this. As you're walking, deepen your breath and connect to that heart space. You don't have to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. I recommend doing those 3 to 7 deep clearing breaths, like I said at the start, and then falling back to your natural rhythm, but making sure that when you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, that your breaths are slower. And you're really connecting to that heart space. That's what we want to get. That's the little sweet spot. That's where we want to be sending this breath and feeling it flow through. As you walk as well, connect to Gaian energy. Gaian energy has life force energy, and it is so beautiful. So when you go for a walk, touch things around you. Play with, rocks that you find on the floor. Pick them up. Feel their texture. And feel everything and look at everything with an open mind. And by that I mean, don't place judgments on things. Don't look at a tree and think ugly tree or good tree. Don't look at a person and think good person or bad person. Take that step back from judgment into an observing perspective. You are just an observer. You are like a child exploring this area for the first time. Connect with that joy, connect with that life force energy, and you will be able to connect to Gaia, Pachamama, Mother Earth energy a lot easier. So pick up rocks, feel flowers, feel leaves, notice insects. Really slow down and connect with your surroundings. This is really good for grounding. And if you have a really wandering mind, this is really good for you, because you will not necessarily be distracted by lots of thoughts. However, you will be still doing something whilst also attaining that meditative state, if that makes sense. Kind of difficult to explain, but I would really recommend. Ooh, I was so close. I just put my foot on this giant ant that's literally walking on water. Sorry. Wow, I would have been in so much pain if that bit me. Welcome to Australia. Anyways, I got sidetracked there. When you are also on this walk, I recommend, it's a really good idea not to bring your phone, or if you bring your phone, don't listen to music. If you do listen to music, listen to 432 Hertz music or meditative music or nature sounds. So good, nature sounds. But I'd honestly recommend just connecting with your immediate environment. Oh yeah, when you are doing this walk, try to observe your thoughts as well and not connect to your thoughts. The thoughts that you have actually repeat throughout the day, and the stories that you create within your mind repeat throughout the day. So it's really a good idea to take a step back from those stories, notice that they are occurring, but let them pass. There's a really good analogy for it. It's like clouds. Your thoughts are clouds, and your higher self or source energy is the sun. And these clouds, thoughts, will pass over, but you can't get caught up in a cloud. You can't grab onto the cloud, so you must let the cloud pass over the sun. Everything is temporary, and your thoughts are temporary as well. That being said, don't ever feel discouraged or upset with yourself if you do not, if you start to get caught up in your mind. That's perfectly natural. It's human nature to do that, especially seeing as we are so incredibly programmed to look at the world through a mind's perspective rather than through a higher self source perspective. So don't be too hard on yourself. Really, I feel like a lot of people struggle with meditation because there are so many expectations about what you need to do. Let go of those. Everything you do is completely perfect and completely where you need to be. Second tip I have for meditation is a little bit random, but basically it's about comfort. And I found that I couldn't meditate properly until I learned this trick. So right now I've got a towel, a pretty dirty towel, chilling there. But basically what you want to do when you're meditating is have 1 to 2 pillows, or find a nice slope, and have your the base of your spine, so your butt, sitting on the 2 pillows, and your legs left, right, in front. So therefore that creates like a natural arch in your back and makes your spine straight without you having to put any effort into like keeping your spine straight and not slouching. Therefore, you actually increase the space that's within your diaphragm and within your lungs so that you can breathe more fully and more deeply. Therefore, it is so much easier to connect to your meditative mind when you are comfortable. Take as much time as you can to get comfortable. I found that 2 pillows is the best for me. Third tip that I have for meditation is a little concentration technique, and this one has helped me beyond words. It is most definitely one of my favorite practices, and I do this pretty much every time that I meditate. It is called the counting to 7 method, whatever you want to call it. But basically when you get into meditation, it's this concentration technique that takes you away from your thoughts and into your breath and into deepening your breath. So what you will do is when you're meditating, you'll breathe in, and that's number 1. And you'll do it again. Number 2. Number 3. And you keep going until you get to 7. When you get to 7, you go back to the start and you go 1 to 14. And then when you get to 14, you go back to the start and you go 1 to 21. And you go back to the start and you go 1 to 28. So you are taking these breaths and counting these breaths in multiples of 7. If you get lost, if you forget what number you're up to, if you forget which cycle you're on, you go back to the very start again. 1 to 7, 1 to 14, 1 to 21. It's very important with this exercise as well, not to feel guilt, not to feel shame if you mess up. It's completely fine. Sometimes I forget what the next multiple of 7 is because I'm not very good at maths, and that's completely okay. And as with all meditation, like I've said before, it's not about perfection at all. It's about deepening your connection, not perfection. With each breath that you take, you really want to connect to, again, breathing into the heart, holding it there at the bottom of the breath, at the top of the breath, sorry. So breathing in, holding it at the top for like maybe a second, 2 seconds, breathing it out again, holding it at the bottom, 1 to 2 seconds, the same amount of time as you held it at the top, then breathing in again, holding it. My next tip that I have for meditation is good for those people who constantly feel jolty in their body. If you get this, you will know exactly what I mean, but it's like, you know, when you're like all relaxed and then all of a sudden one of your muscles really wants to twitch, or like you really want to move, but if you're doing like a sitting still, or the hour's getting closer. So this technique can be used when you're lying down as like a relaxation, or when you're sitting up as the first thing you do when you get into that meditative state. And basically what you will feel, what you will visualize is this really calming wave of energy, and it goes from your crown, relaxing the top of your head, relaxing your eyebrows, relaxing your forehead, relaxing your eyelids. So important to relax your eyelids because that makes you think if they're moving like that. Relax your eyelids, your eyeballs, relaxing your cheekbones, relaxing your nose, your lips, going down, relaxing your neck, dropping those shoulders, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing your arms, going down to the elbow, relaxing into the wrist and into the fingertips, then relaxing this arm. You'll feel it if you know how to visualize properly. It might take a little bit of time or work, but basically just like scan your body, like put your awareness into these different parts of your body and feel like a calming wave of energy going over you. After you go down the arms, it starts here again at your neck, going through your heart, and really focus on here, that calming energy through there, through the base of the spine, through the yoni or lingam, and then through down your legs, down to your feet, until your whole body kind of vibrates at a higher level and you are completely relaxed, and you almost feel like you're having an out-of-body experience because you are just so like relaxed. This is the same form of energy that comes through your body when you are in deep sleep. If you've had sleep paralysis, you'll know what I mean. It's when you are completely frozen and you can't move your body. This is like a very mild form of that sedative or paralyzing kind of relaxing, I don't know, it's something in your body triggers this relaxing energy, and you can train your brain to scan it and shower your body with it. And that's what this calming wave of energy is. I really love that technique. I like doing it after the 7-step method. So yeah, that is the very beginning of my meditative tips for beginners. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see another video like this. I have so many more tips. I just didn't want to make this video like an hour long. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if you want to see more videos like this. And of course, if any of this helps you, I would really love to know. Yeah, I really hope all my videos help you and bring you joy and love. Thank you so much. See you later.